Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky. I ain't had no loving January, February, June or July. Snow time, ain't no time to sit outdoors and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon for me and my gal. Hi everybody, and welcome. You know, this is like the 25th, 26th show. I mean, the weeks go by so fast. So, my goodness, end of September. End of September. Well, did you know that September is really the month of the harvest moon? Although once in a while, some years, it will go into October, and you'll see the harvest moon in October. But normally it's in September. I always thought it was in October growing up because the harvest moon, because I was thinking Halloween, the harvest moon, you know, and it just kind of, but no, most of the time it's in September. Well, it's good to have you here. This is a musical montage show. A little bit of everything, right? And I want you to sing along with me. I know a lot of the songs that you will sing with me. We had a couple of folks that emailed me and told me they were couples and actually told me they were dancing in their living room watching the show. That was cool, right? Hey, go ahead. Oh, that's wonderful. And the other thing is, last week, I had the contest about the clothes. Well, we had some technical difficulties with our John Knox TV, and so there was a couple of days the show wasn't on and so forth, but it's always on YouTube. So I'm giving people in our village here so that they can be in the contest a little more time. So you could go on YouTube and you look at the September 21st show. All right, and count those clothes, and then I will announce it for the first week of October show that I have. All right, so shine on harvest moon, and I thought of this song. Okay, fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter or Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Frank Sinatra had a recording on that song, and that's probably where you remember that tune from Sinatra singing it. But you also might remember that a couple of years earlier, and this was in the 60s, a fellow by the name of Joe Harnell did this song with a bossa nova beat. It was an instrumental. It was a hit record for Joe Harnell, and it was on the charts for 13 weeks. So I did the first part of that. I did as Frank Sinatra singing it, and then slower, and then the second half I did it kind of like in a bossa nova. All right, these times are just these are sad times for so many millions of people actually who are out of jobs, doing everything they can to feed their families. And these are just tough times. And it reminded me this has been on my mind for a couple months, this song. This song is actually the anthem of the Great Depression. Yep. And it was in a 1932 musical called Americana. The melody actually was taken from a Russian Jewish lullaby. You know, I tell you a lot of these things because we hear the songs and we forget those little things, you know, you'd like to know about these songs. So anyway, this song is called Brother, Can You Spare a Dime? Yep. We're going through those days right now, folks. When I think of all of the people that are suffering today. Okay. Once I built a railroad, made it run against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower way up to the sun, of bricks and mortar and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee Doodle-Dee-Dum. 500,000 boots were slogging through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember? You called me Al. It was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember? I was your pal. Brother, can you spare a dime? Yeah. Back in those days, the dime was like $1. Anyway, you know, I like to keep you upbeat, but sometimes we have to think about what's happening around us and reach out our hand to others, because my goodness, it's needed. Now, okay, the song before this one I did a Sinatra tune, Fly Me to the Moon. Now, this next song, Sinatra was in a movie, and a young boy starred in that movie. His name was Eddie Hodges. Now, I'm going to do some of this song, and I want you to see if you can remember what was the name of the movie, okay? Next time you're found with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned, so look around. Just what makes that little old ant think he'll move that rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. So anytime you're getting low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Kerplop! All right, what was the name of the movie? High hopes. I've got high hopes. Yeah. Great. think that came out like the late 50s, 59, something like that. All right. I've talked a lot about my life to you. But one thing I didn't talk much about is the 30 years that I spent at piano bars all over the country. All over the country. I even remember one I did in England and one in Germany. Anyway, sometimes there are people that get the wrong idea of piano bars. They picture, well, it's a piano bar, it's in a bar. They think of people getting drunk and so forth. And yes, that does happen. That does happen from time to time. I never saw that much in the hotels and supper clubs that I performed in. And I performed in them 6 days a week for years. I knew where I was going to be performing 2 years. My agent had me booked all over the country, so I knew where I was going to be in 2 years. I could have scheduled a vacation or something. If I was in California, sometimes I'd schedule a week in Mexico or something. But there's something about piano bars that has given me so many memories. I still keep in touch with a lot of those people that I met. They used to look at me kind of, especially the ladies, as I was kind of their protector. I'd look at them if there was somebody that I didn't think that, that maybe was flirting with them, and I knew maybe a little bit about this person. I didn't want them to. I think I'd look at them and they could tell that Phyllis says, no, stay away from that person or whatever. Not everybody that came into the piano bars drank. We had a lot of people that would drink soda with lime or Coke. And, but my goodness, I have so many memories. I was kind of the person, like they have you see it on the shows, the movies, everything. People go and kind of talk to the bartender, cry to the bartender or something. Many times they'd come up to me, because I never took a break. In fact, did I say this that I had a plaque that was given to me when I was working playing at a supper club in Fern Park, and it was to the girl with the best kidneys in Orlando. That's because I never took a break. If I would take a break, they'd know I was sick or something. I never took a break. I'd work 4 or 5 hours straight without a break. That used to make the owners of the clubs not too happy, because they wanted me to take a break so people would change seats and leave, and other people would come in. And I was proud to say that when people came to see me, they normally stayed there a long time, which I loved. I knew everybody's name and knew their songs, knew their birthdays, their anniversaries. They used to get up, even though it was a carpeted floor, they used to get up and dance to even there wasn't a dance floor, they'd get up and dance. I have a lot of memories there. In fact, we have a couple that live here at John Knox that met at my piano bar. It was in Altamont Springs, Florida, about a half hour from here, I guess, or something. She came in and she knew that Phyllis would, she came in and she didn't drink. She just enjoyed. I'm not sure what she drank, soda or something. I don't know. But anyway, she had been coming to see me for a long time, and after she moved to Florida, heard about me. Well, one day, this gentleman came in. He was with a business associate. Sat down next to her. Well, folks, they have now been together, I guess, 40 years. They have a wonderful marriage. They're meant for each other. I was a pretty good matchmaker there, wasn't I? Well, I wasn't a matchmaker, I was absolutely, she'd come in and he sat next to her and they met there. So I wasn't a matchmaker, they met there. And I have a lot of, I have a lot of things that, yeah, I could write a book. But there are some things that I wasn't very happy about that happened. But on the majority, 95% of my times working in piano bars were happy times. In fact, I met my husband, Gary, when I was working at a supper club in Fern Park. And he came in, also with a business associate. He came in and we looked at each other. It was love at first sight. Love at first night. And we were married until, we got married the next year, and we were married until cancer took him, and that was going to be about 23 years, so we didn't make it. We wanted to make it to 25 years. We didn't make it to 25 years, but anyway, folks, I have so many memories of those 30 years. And then that's when I went on the ships, and then I never played piano bars after that. So that's my little story about piano bars. I played them all over this country. And I still remember, I remember so many of them. Most of the places have either burnt down or been torn down. There's not many, probably not many left that I played at, right? Well, folks, there's nothing like a real piano bar with a real piano. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, "Can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling alright." Now John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. Well, I never drank, folks. I never drank. Never drank at any time I was performing. Very seldom, and it wasn't because I was a prude. It was just because I was allergic to alcohol. Still am. He's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke. And boy, I'm telling you, I really played in a lot of smoky places. Until they changed that, you'd take a picture of me and there was like smoke all around me. It's no wonder that I suffered from asthma so long. Anyway, yeah, but now there's no smoking around us. He says, "I believe this is killing me," as a smile ran away from his face. He says, "I'm sure that I could have been a movie star if I could get out of this place." Now Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. And he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy and probably will be there for life. And the waitress is practicing politics. And the businessmen slowly get stoned. Not in my piano bar set. They're sharing a drink they call loneliness. But it's better than drinking alone. So sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, You know, it's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday. And the manager gives me a smile, 'cause he knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. And the piano, well, it sounds like a carnival. And the microphone smells like beer. Not my microphones, never. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar. I'll never forget all of the snifters. And they kept getting larger. So somebody would want to give me another birthday present. And I used to have a smaller snifter up there for tips, right? And then somebody else would say they want to updo that one, so they'd get a bigger one. And the last one I had, that thing had to be this. It was embarrassing, but those tips came in handy. And yes, folks, you had to report them to the IRS. Sing us a song. You're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. And you've got us feeling all right. You know, it was also a place where retired big band musicians would come in and be able to play their trumpet or clarinet, saxophone. And so it gave them an outlet to play along. Oh, I used to love that. And then get people up there that they want to be singers. It's in their hearts, in their soul, but no place to sing. So they'd come up and sing with me. And sometimes I'd give them lessons. I'd meet them at the piano during the day, and I'd work with them on a song and help them. And oh, they felt so special. They'd get up to the piano and they'd sing along, and everybody clapped for them. They loved them. Whether they were a good singer or not, the audience still gave them the applause. You know, in those 30 years, I know I made a lot of people happy. Those 30 years of piano bars. And then I went to the steamboats and ships, and then I found people in the lounges and when I did my shows. Yes, you make them happy. Or sometimes you bring a tear to their eye. That tear could be a memory of sadness or a memory of happiness. And often a song that may be sad probably held some really good memories. So, it's my days of piano bars, folks. They don't have them like that anymore. Electronics have come into fold, and they use a lot of DJs now and karaoke, and so. All right, enough talking. What show did this come from? Wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Send him on his way. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. Send him on his way. Patch it up, tear it up, tear it up. Wash him out, dry him out, push him out, fly him out. Cancel him and let him go. Yes, sister, I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Send him on his way. Okay? What show? If you said South Pacific, you're right. You know that melody, the song, was actually adapted into a Clairol hair coloring commercial. Yeah, it was. It was a jingle. All right, so that was South Pacific. How about this one? And I know you guys could sing along with me on these. Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help love that man of mine. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow, tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know I can't help loving that man of mine. When he goes away, that's a rainy day. And when he comes back, the day is fine, the sun will shine. He can't come home as late as can be. Home without him ain't no home to me. But I can't help loving that man of mine. Yeah, you know the song. You know that song and you know the show, right? Showboat, right? Yep, Showboat. That was a Jerome Kern tune, and now I'm gonna do some shows because I want you to remember some of these composers, like Jerome Kern, Sammy Kahn, Gus Kahn, and so I'm gonna be doing. I had done Johnny Mercer one day. We did a lot of his songs. So I want you to get to know some of these composers. You love a song, but you forget about that, how much time it took that person. Sometimes they could do it in 15 minutes. Sometimes if they were working for a song for a show, it took a lot longer, to make sure that it was just right. Oh, I want to tell you something. One time, a piano bar I was working at here in Altamont Springs. One day this gentleman came in, and you know who it was? Red Adair. Red Adair. You know, the famous guy that would put out all those oil well fires? And John Wayne did a movie and portrayed Red Adair. He was just a little guy. But he came up to me and thanked me for my performance. And he shook my hand and told me who he was. And the name hit me right away. Because my husband, Gary, thought that Red Adair was a hero. And so he was one of Gary's heroes. And so I told Red Adair, I said, oh, my husband just thinks that, he just worships the work that you've done. And he says, I'll be right back. He went out to his car, came back with a hat for Gary. You can't imagine when I took that home. Of course, it had Red Adair and it had the oil well on there and the fire or whatever. I can't remember now. It was a red hat, of course, Red Adair. But my goodness, I met such wonderful people. Yeah, wonderful people. All right, that was Showboat. And can't help loving that man. All right. Now here's two songs I'm going to do, and I want you to remember what show it was from. Okay? Now the first song I used to do, actually, it was done on Broadway by Carol Channing, And then 1953, Marilyn Monroe did it. In fact, they both did both songs I'm going to do. But this first song, Carol Channing she'd go, a kiss on your hand may be quite confidential. And I used to be able to do that, just like Carol Channing, and I'd get a lot of applause for it. I can't do it anymore. For some reason, I can't make it happen like I used to. I used to be able to, imitate her on that. But let's do the song, all right? Sing with me. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rental on your humble flat, or help you at the automat. Men grow cold as girls grow old. We all lose our charms in the end. A square shape, a pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, yeah. And how about this one? I'm just a little girl from Little Rock. I lived on the wrong side of the tracks. Till a gentleman took me out one night, and after he taught me wrong from right, we moved to the right side of the tracks. And someone done me wrong in Little Rock, so I up and left old Arkansas. Like a little lost lamb I roamed about. I came to New York and I found out the one you call your daddy ain't your pa. Yeah, of course it goes on like that. I did that song, Little Rock, for my friends Jean and Deanna Howe, who live in Little Rock. Yeah. Anyway, that was a good 1949, I believe that came out. I was thinking this week, I know I give you a lot of dates of years, and I've had people say they like that because they forget certain songs that came from the 50s and the 60s and what was important to them. And I hope I'm not boring you with that, because I remember being on a tour one time, and all this man did was talk about dates and and everything. I could have cared less. I mean, I'm sorry, but I was in a country that I couldn't, and to know what was back in the 1700s, I would rather see what I was looking at and tell me, what is that I'm looking at as we're going by, but so I hope I'm not boring you with years. To me, as we get older, we want to remember, when did we listen to these, when did we hear this song, And also songs that, like this next song, came out in 1934. But you didn't know that because you remember it from when Dinah Washington done it back in the 60s. For all we know, we may never meet again. Before you go, make this moment sweet again. We won't say goodnight until the last minute. I'll hold out my hand, and my heart will be in it. For all we know, this may only be a dream. We come and we go, like the ripples on a stream. So love me tonight. Tomorrow is made for some. Tomorrow may never come, for all we know. And another song from the 30s that was a huge hit for a group called the Five Keys in the 50s. In the 50s, we had so many, probably hundreds of groups. Some made it, some didn't make it to the top. Some only had one-hit wonders. But this song, Bette Midler did in a movie in the 80s, the late 80s, 80s, something like that. And anyway, but she brought it back in the late 80s. And the Five Keys, this was their biggest hit in 1951. Sing it with me. You gotta give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. You know it. You gotta laugh a little, cry a little, before the clouds roll by a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. As long as there's the two of us, we've got the world and all of its charms. And when the world is through with us, we got each other's arms. You gotta win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. 'Cause that's the story of, that's the glory of love. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's a song that was a hit for Eddie Fisher and Eddie Arnold. Anytime you're feeling lonely, anytime you're feeling blue, anytime you feel downhearted, and that will prove your love for me is true. Anytime you're thinking about me, that's the time I'll be thinking of you. Well, anytime you say you want me back again, that's the time I'll come back home to you. You know that song was originally from the 20s, 1921. Now here's another song from the 20s. Do I love you? Oh, but do I, honey? Indeed I do. Do I want you? Oh, my, do I, honey? Indeed I do. I'm glad that I'm the one who found you. That's why I'm always hanging around you. Do I love you? Oh, my, do I, honey? Indeed I do. I'm glad that I'm the one who found you. That's why I'm always gonna hang around you. Do I love you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? Honey, did I do? Oh my. Do you like the Four Lads as much as I do? How could you not like the Four Lads, huh? Oh my. I don't want my arms around you. No, not much. And boy, that's true these days. We'd love to put our arms around you. I don't bless the day I found you. No, not much. I don't need you like the stars. Don't need the sky. I won't love you longer love's touch. Baby, if you ever go, could I take it? Maybe so. But would I like it? No, not much. In the still of the night, I held you tight, 'cause I love you so. Promise I'll never let you go. In the still of the night. So many wonderful, that was 5 satins. So many wonderful songs. I want to talk about 2 people right now. 2 people that I dearly love here in the village. And both of these beautiful ladies are without sight. They have spent many years before they moved here helping others without sight. You know, they're such an inspiration. One of our beautiful ladies is Jane Picula, who lives with her husband, Greg. And she's so involved. She knits. She does so much. She's so much fun to play with when she plays Mexican train. She absolutely amazes me. And then this other beautiful lady by the name of Amy Williams. You know, they have a sense of humor. They're inspiring. You look at them and you see what they do and you say, how could I ever complain about anything? I love these 2 ladies very much, Amy and Jane. I remember a time we were playing Mexican train in the craft room of the activities, the card room at the activities center. And we were playing, I guess it was about, I don't know, 8:30, something like that. We were closing up, and Amy had walked here and it was light. And I said to Amy, Amy, can I take you home? After all, it's dark. And Amy actually laughed and said, Phyllis, it's dark all the time. I will never forget that. And you know, she laughed about it. Because you don't think of them sightless. They just amaze me how they walk around the whole neighborhood or so, and with their canes, and they're just amazing people. And they're an inspiration to our community. We love them. Amy just had a birthday. You know, here's the song that Ray Bolger did, and he did it in a movie called Where's Charlie? Once in love with Amy, always in love with Amy, ever and ever fascinated by her, set your heart on fire to stay. Once you're kissed by Amy, tear up your list, it's Amy. Ply her with bonbons, poetry and flowers, moon a million hours away. Rather stay in love with me. I'm just shortening it a little bit, Amy. Pat Boone had a hit record on this. You know, the single record of this song, the single, was one of the best-selling singles. It sold over 50 million copies of the single record. Tell me when will you be mine? Tell me quando we could share a love divine. repair. I can't wait a moment more. Tell me quando, quando, quando. Say it's me that you'll adore. And then, darling, tell me when. Oh, my darling, tell me when. Yes, my darling, tell me when. In 1968, Engelbert Humperdinck had done that too, you know. All right, let's sing this song together. Trailer for sailor rent, robes till at 50 cents. No pull, no pull, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. 2 hours of pushing a broom. I said 8 by 12 4-bedroom. Man of means by no means king of the road. Don, I want you to know, Don's in. I'm trying to think of where Don lives. I think he's in Albuquerque, and he said, "You do care? I don't have a lot of time right now to do the whole thing, but we're going to do the whole thing sometime." That's a Roger Miller song, "King of the Road," you know. But most people know that chorus part, right? Anyway, we'll do it. We'll do it again for you, Don. All right. Well, we're getting close, folks, and I want to do this song here. Walk through this world with me. Go where I go. Share all my dreams with me. I need you so. In life we search, and some of us find. I've looked for you a long, long time, and now that I've found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Yes, now that I've found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. You know, friends, that's what we're going to do. We came here, we live here, this beautiful village. And we're here together, folks. We are. You belong to my heart, now and forever. You belong to my heart, now and forever. And our love had its start not long ago. We were gathering stars while a million guitars played a love song. When I said I love you, every beat of my heart said it too. Well, my dear friends, listen, until next week, thank you for watching. Here we go. Ready? Here's a wave. Here's a wave. I'm sending it to you. Glad to see ya. Glad to see ya. How do you do? You're a friend. I'm a friend. Have a good day today. Here's a wave. Here's a wave. Let's sing it together. Ready? Here's a wave. Here's a wave. I'm sending it to you. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. How do you do? next week, folks. Bye-bye.